This podcast is brought to you by San Diego County Toyota Dealers. We've got what it takes. Fix Auto, Corky's Pest Control. Welcome to another San Diego Prep Insider basketball podcast. Christian, Aaron, and Tommy here from a little different room from our studios. It's a little exciting, a little different venue for us.
We're taking the show mobile this year.
Yeah, we're in the cellar.
Yeah, we moved one room over. Aaron and I both fighting through some illnesses, two different illnesses, so we're going to put together a super illness and throw it to the healthy Christian over here. Yes. So if you see Christian...
Lots of hand sanitizer
in some gyms laying down face down, that is why. We've got the usual today. We've got our top 10. We've got our game balls, our dunker dish. Then we got our game picks and a few shout outs afterwards. But we're going to start with our top 10. Aaron, take it away.
All right, guys. Number one, obviously a lot of controversy at the top. I had Foothills Christian at 1, St. Augustine at 2, Torrey Pines at 3, Vista at 4, La Jolla at 5, La Jolla Country Day at 6, Santa Fe Christian at 7, Undefeated Sarah at 8, Orange Glen at 9, Rancho Bernardo at 10. Obviously, there might be some changes there given that Rancho Bernardo beat Orange Glen this week.
All right, so for the SDPI crew, we're going to do this backwards, build some suspense. Number 10 is Modern Day, making their way into the top 10 for the first time. Number 9 is now Helix. 8, Rancho Bernardo. 7, La Jolla. 6, Orange Glen. 5, La Jolla Country Day. 4, Vista. 3, Torrey Pines. 2, Foothills Christian. And number 1 still, St. Augustine. Any thoughts about that?
You know what? We talked a lot about it this week, just among pollsters who voted in the UT polls. Who do you reward? The one who won the battle or the one who won the war? And obviously, we have dissension amongst our opinion. I mean, St. Augustine clearly could have been number 1 in mine after beating Foothills Christian, but I gave the nod to Foothills just because of, their overall body of work after losing that game, sweeping and winning the national division of the most prestigious tournament on the West Coast.
I mean, the only thing I really have to say, I don't want to get into any dissension or anything because we got tons of season left to go.
Yay.
But I'll just say wow, welcome to puberty. I'll just say how awesome it is that this early in the season, we have so many top 10 teams going at it. We got Orange Glen, Rancho Bernardo. We got Country Day taking on everybody on the face of the earth. We got Saints, Foothills. This is something that we didn't really see in football season because we were having to pick a top 10 out of, they've got common opponents, they've got this. It's happening in basketball season so far. This has been an electric year of big games early on, and we've still got league play. I just love seeing it like this.
It is great. I mean, you've got all these teams stepping up to the plate and challenging themselves with challenging schedules and challenging each other.
So this is going to be a top 10 where by the end of the season, we probably won't have an undefeated team. We probably will have a couple of 2 or 3 lost teams in the top 5. So I'm really excited for the way this year's turning out.
Yeah, and one team that's not on there, we should mention Cathedral's not on there for the first time, but I see them crawling themselves back way into that. They played pretty well towards the end of this week, so it might take them a week or 2 weeks. Ooh, we'll see what happens with that. Going on our game balls, Aaron, we'll start with you first. Who are some of the guys that sit at? Or actually, Aaron, we'll go with you first.
Okay, we're going to start with Jalen Hands. Anytime you win the National Division MVP of the Under Armour Holiday Classic, set the record for most points scored in the Under Armour Holiday Classic, you get a little bit of love. So we're going to give Jalen Hands, future Burger Boy, some love.
Did you know he could dunk?
I heard there are rumors that he can put the ball in the hoop while grabbing on the rim.
You think they have video of that somewhere?
I think there's video pretty much every corner of the internet right now.
All right, I was just wondering.
My next game ball is going to go to JJ Overton of Rancho Bernardo. 27 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists in a very emphatic win over Orange Glen on Monday. JJ's had a really good season. He's one of the top unsigned prospects on the West Coast, so I'm going to give my second game ball to him. And my third game ball is going to none other than, why does this happen all the time?
Christian.
Norris. This happens every single time, guys. I apologize.
It's because he cares more about you, Miles. That's obviously why.
Miles Norris. Anybody who caught my Periscope yesterday knows that I was head over heels when he threw down 2 tomahawk dunks just, right out the chute.
You can feel a disturbance in the force when those things were thrown down. It was bad.
Yeah, it registered a 3.0 on the Richter scale, like in La Mesa and El Cajon. But Miles, that was his first game back after sitting 30 days due to CIF transfer.
Baby.
14 points, 15 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and really showing that Helix is going to bounce right back into my top 10 pretty soon.
Christian, what about you?
I'm going to start firing off a bunch of them. Let's go back to the Under Armour Holiday Classic and Sweetwater. Neil Ryan Pangilinan and Abdin Mohammed. They had a great closeout win in the consolation of, I want to say, the Mayor's Division or Governor's, one of the bottom ones. I get all that confused. But Sweetwater, good win. They're a team that's kind of off the radar, but if you represent for San Diego, you get a game ball. So congratulations, Sweetwater. Next one, Alex Bruce and company at University City. These kids are the real deal. They've re-leagued. They're winning big games. They beat Point Loma by the skin of their teeth. But hey, a W is a W. So
And I heard through the grapevine they found you on the pickup court once or twice.
yes, they have lost a couple games to me and beat me in many more of them at UC. So
Alex Bruce said he has your ankles in a bag somewhere over.
he makes me look like I wear hospital shoes. Something about don't jump, young blood. Next game ball goes to Boogie Ellis and the Cats at Mission Bay. This team's starting to be the real deal because Boogie is putting up 40-plus points, and anytime you start balling out like that, big shout-out. Next game ball, I'm going to add one for, we're talking about transfers. Let's go up to Mission Hills, Warren Washington, Ed Fenzi. Those kids are going off, 20-plus a game now. Mission Hills is the real deal. And then final game ball, I want to go to Vista, Taurus Samuels, Jordan Hillstock. Road win of the year probably, taking down SFC, because that's a good SFC team that they beat.
Jumping in there too, I want to give a honorary game ball to Anthony Bolton, the coach at Vista, who coached last night with a heavy heart after the passing of his grandmother Annette Bolton earlier in the day. Anthony, our prayers go out to you here from SC Prep Insiders.
It's bigger than the game sometimes.
Yes.
Great job, Coach, and great job to all the other kids that we just mentioned in that segment. Moving on to our debate section. It gets a little fiery here. The dunk or dish. First one, in order to increase competition, Open Division should decrease to 6 teams. Aaron, what do you think?
I'm game for that. I'll dunk that. Last year we had Grossmont slip into the Open Division and then had Tommy Rutherford miss the entire CIF tournament. And they proceeded to lose almost every game by 20-plus points. I don't think there are enough teams to really field a full 8-team bracket. So, why not give 1 and 2 buys and then, just play it out from there? I like that idea. I'll dunk it.
Aaron?
I'm Christian. I will Miles Norris tomahawk chop this from the free throw line about dunking this. Not as a slight though to the teams 5 through, let's say, all the way down to 10, because that could really be interchangeable. Last year, Kearny could have gone up and competed. Grossmont could have come down and competed. I've always struggled with accepting Open Division because of that marker of, like, you have this gray zone.
Yeah.
And you have these teams that could run away with one, could struggle with the other. Push it way up. Really make Open Division an exclusive, rarefied air type of heavy hitters battle. And make it, hey, if you're going to come for this title, you know what they say, if you're going to come for the king, you best not miss. So right now, that's 2 or 3 teams, Foothills and Saints and company. Don't let anybody that shouldn't be in that division even worry about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say dunk it.
What if they did top 4 and did a round robin?
Yeah, see, anything like that. Just make this rarefied air. Really make this as opposed to, you try to pat teams on the back and say, hey, congratulations, you made it to Open Division. Such a great consolation prize for getting bounced right out.
Yeah, exactly. You've got
Get rid of that. Make it a, hey, look, if you're going to be in this, you've got a chance to win it.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago, Vista was the 8th seed in the Open Division after going 7-21, and this was the first iteration of that Open Division. It was based off the 5 years previous. That wasn't fair to them to be in that situation. They got beat by 50 by Torrey Pine. So, I mean, like you said, let's condense it a little bit. Let's make these games matter, and let's move on from there.
All right, our second Dunkin' Dish. Let's talk about Division 4 now. In Division 4, it's a 2-dog race between Brawley and Olympian. Dunk or dish?
I'm going to dish this one, but I will give props to Brawley and Olympian for having some standout season, and especially Olympian. Actually, I saw Marty Ellis last night at the Helix game. Marty Ellis is the head coach at Olympian. You got to give him a lot of credit for steering that ship around. I mean, he left El Cajon Valley after winning the Division III title, went over to Olympian. The cellar was, pretty bare. And in 2 years' time, they're 10-1, competing for championships and tournaments that they're playing in. and look like one of the top teams in Division 4. But there are a lot of really good teams in that division. I won't say really good teams, but good enough to win the Division 4 title. So I won't just say it's exclusively those two, but I'll dish that one.
I'm going to dunk this one. I see strength of schedule really playing in the favor of both Brawley and Olympia. Like you mentioned, they've already played good games, and they both already look really good. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, they don't have huge challenges ahead of them. Like, both of these teams have games that they can and probably will lose, close games and whatnot, but they don't have a stretch where you're looking at going, oh, Olympian's going to drop those last 7 games of the season or something like that. So I see both of these teams coming in as the 1 and 2, and you just got to give credit to, if you're the 1 seed, it's your race to lose. Yeah. So I will say dunk it just out of the fact that I don't see any way that these teams don't end up as the 1 and 2 in the Division 4 race. Yeah. That being said, there are other schools, O'Farrell and company like that are really talented that could give it a shot. Yeah. But right now, if you're asking me if it is a 2-dog race, I'm going to say yes, because I don't see anybody else screaming to split them down the middle.
Okay.
All right, moving on to our predictions. This is where create a little bit of noise on the tweets, I think, and this is where we get most of our reactions. Please be quick. Actually, no, you don't have to be kind. Forget that. Be as mean as you want to be. We'll start with a couple Friday games, actually a trio of Friday games. The first one's going to be San Ysidro traveling to Bonita Vista. I will take Bonita Vista in this one. Toss up to me. They're the home team. I'm going to go with the Barons. Aaron, what do you think?
I'm going to give it to San Ysidro. I like the youth and experience mix that they have. They've got a guard duo, Felix Kilborn and Kalen Rains, 2 freshmen who start for them, who are really, talented. Felix Kilborn had a really impressive fall at some of the camps and showcases, and then they've got 2 seniors, Brandon Edwards and Aaron. You're gonna kill me because I don't remember. Aaron Williams. There you go, Aaron Williams. Very good seniors, both in my top 30 in terms of prospects in the county. Bonita Vista has 3 really good players, Anthony Mendoza, Taylor Nelson, and of course they've got Sage Crawford, a really good shooter. But they've had a down year. They've dropped a few games that they should have won, but I don't think they're going to get this one. I like San Ysidro.
Christian.
Well, all the players on both rosters have been named, so I don't know if I have anything left really to say. I'm going to pick San Ysidro with the little caveat at the end of this is a huge litmus test for Bonita Vista. This will be whether or not they can right the ship and start winning the big games, or if this is going to be a little bit of a struggle, a down season, got to get in somehow.
Because you remember, too, that they've re-leagued that league, so the top 7 teams in the South Bay are all in that league. And San Ysidro has been playing kind of like a 3-4 right now. So if they get this one, you're right. Totally
this
right.
This is a big one. I will go with San Ysidro.
All right, Bonita, I got your back. Don't worry, guys. Moving on to the next game on Friday. It's Lincoln traveling to Mission Bay. I will take Boogie. I will take Mission Bay. What do you guys think?
I'm going to take the Bucks as well. Lincoln, I just saw a picture of Lincoln playing against Kearny, and Michael Singletary was in street clothes, and of course, no Raekwon Everett still. So they're down, and Mission Bay's playing the best basketball of the season. Save, of course, for the loss against St. Augustine last night. It happens, exactly. You play a top team. They managed to keep it relatively close, 62-49, but Boogie and the crew of sophomores they got over there, I'm gonna pick Mission Bay.
Christian?
Clean sweep. I'll go with Mission Bay.
All right, moving on. Last game on Friday. It's LCC going to Poway. Big rivalry here in North County. I struggled with this one, and whenever I don't know what to do, I pick the home team. So I'm gonna take Poway. Guys, what about you?
I'm going to take Poway as well. These teams actually have some very, similar, they're very similar in terms of their build and what they do well. LCC, they've got a couple of big guys. Andrew Hogan is a solid guy in the middle. Logan Wisney can shoot it from the outside, but can also be very assertive on defense. Poway has a sleeper in the 2018 class by the name of Jordan Cook Harper, 6'8" kid, the son of NBA legend or NBA great Ron Harper. He's come into his own as a player. And, of course, their standout, Zach Ryder. And he's had a very good year to date. And then, of course, Derek Sitt. They're very solid. Again, I agree with you. We've all talked about this before, how that home crowd can give you the edge. Apologies to Rancho Bernardo. We overestimated the power of the home crowd at Orange Glen. But I'm going to go with Poway by the skin of their teeth in this one.
Mr. Pedersen.
I'm also going to go with Poway. I think LCC is almost there. I think they are ready to burst, but I don't think this will be the day that they come onto the scene. They're still looking for that big turn the corner. Hey, we're done with the rebuild and we're here again. I don't see that this is going to be the win, though.
Yeah. Graham Cook, by the way, is also, he's one of the most talented sophomores in the county. He plays for LCC. Can't forget about mentioning that.
LCC is a team that's stock keeps growing, even with losses, because they're young and they're figuring things out. They just don't have it for this one.
All right, moving on to Tuesday. So, guys, do not look forward past your weekend games before we get to Tuesday. We're going to pick some Tuesday games now. We got a pair of them. We're going to go first with Carlsbad at Oceanside. I will take the Pirates. Aaron, what about you?
I'm going to take Oceanside as well. Donovan La'ai presents a matchup problem for Carlsbad just because of his sheer size and skill level. And it's a home game for Oceanside, so I'm going to take the Pirates.
Christian?
I'll say Carlsbad. I think this is a team that's kind of turning the corner, and we've seen they've gotten a couple game balls from us earlier this year. They're starting to figure things out. I think this could be a huge North County. We need this kind of let's go win a road game. I agree that Donovan does present an interior matchup issue, but the shooting on the perimeter will be just enough for Carlsbad to get this one.
And both teams do need this win moving into very competitive leagues.
Absolutely. But I'm going to go with Carlsbad.
Yeah.
All right, so we saved one of the best for last. It's another Tuesday game. It is Kearny traveling to Cathedral, two teams that we have both talked about a lot. Man, I'm literally changing my mind as we're talking right now. I was going to go with Kearny, but I'm switching it right now to Cathedral after the win against Hoy Country Day. Taking the Dons. Aaron, what do you think?
Well, since this guy picked Kearny to win the Western League, I'm going to be the contrarian again and say the Cathedral wins this one. Brandon McCoy just had a 36-point effort going back home against Morris yesterday. I saw the tail end of it. And their role players are starting to come around. Christian Moore is starting to play really good basketball. Dallas Cunningham had a good start to the game. He left with a sprained ankle, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back for that game as well. I really like what they're doing at Cathedral in terms of moving forward. And we keep forgetting that the schedule that they played kind of dictated their record. I mean, they've played one of the toughest schedules in the county. And they've only played one team in the county, and they beat that team. It's on your chest right there, La Jolla Country Day. So I'm going to say, given the home crowd, given that there's no matchup answer to Brandon McCoy, I'm going to give it to Cathedral.
What do you think, Christian?
I'm going to go with Kearny. I'm going to go with Kearny just because I want to get proven wrong.
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on Brandon McCoy's being able to represent San Diego as potentially a McDonald's All-American and all that, and I want to see that happen, but I don't want to give into that just arbitrarily. Okay. As you say, they have this tough schedule. Yes, that is only an excuse to a certain point. Okay. You still got to win the games, though. Kearny got a big win against Lincoln. Even if Lincoln's not at full strength, that's still a big win. Kearny's got the W's right now, so I will invest in what has happened, not what could happen. I will say Kearny wins this.
Fair enough.
All right, so those are game picks. Those are game balls, top 10, everything, blah, 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 blah. Guys, anything you want to say before we get out of there for this podcast?
Shout out to Rancho Bernardo, Coach Daryl Hughes. This has been the second time this year where I've had somebody shout from the stands, what about that top 10 rankings? I love it. I love the fact you guys are engaging with us. Our rankings matter. I mean, it brings a smile to my face that you guys are watching us. So I want to thank Coach Hughes. Keep up the good work, Broncos, and, rest of San Diego. We're out here. Engage with us.
Do you think you have them high enough this week?
I think they might move up a little bit.
Yeah. It's not high enough for them?
Every team is going to complain until they're number one in the county.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I've had a couple of kids who play for I don't even know what teams. They're like, dude, why aren't we ranked? I'm like, dude, you're 1 in 12.
If you just rank them 100th, then they're still ranked, right?
They are still ranked.
Right. You can be ranked 100. There you go. Christian, anything you want to say?
Yes. San Diego Prep Insider is doing a dunk competition.
Yes.
So what this is going to be is submit us a dunk video online or VHS or tweet. Send it to us sometime.
Game or practice?
Anything. You can stage this on a 4-foot hoop and whatnot, but
Ooh, I might have to...
winner of this competition gets to put an SDPI host of your choice on a poster on Fox Sports San Diego. So players, coaches, administrators, whoever wants to get in on this, send us your videos. We'll post them on our Twitter. We'll let the fans judge them. We'll judge them. But as I said, the reward is you get to dunk on Fox Sports, so in front of the entire county.
On one of us.
On one of us, you get to, or to however many of us you think you can dunk over, you get to embarrass the hell out of us.
And that's the same channel as the Clippers as well, so the NBA guys will be watching as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
And now that you said that, I might have to put out the pool basketball hoop. I didn't know that was allowed too. You know,
Anything.
Okay, so I got some nasty dunks on the pool basketball.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Get in on this, folks.
All right.
We want to hear from you.
Can I put a donut in milk?
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
We
Give a
will
dunk.
accept. We will accept sarcastic joke dunks.
There we go.
So all dunks allowed.
Yeah, send in your videos, however you want to get them to us. We'll be judging them for the next couple of weeks, and we'll let you know who the winner is. But we want to hear from you guys.
Right. So yeah, leader in clubhouse right now is Aaron dunking a donut into a coffee cup. So
Gotta admit, that's pretty,
it's clever. It's clever. Anyway, we're out of here for this week. We will see y'all next week. Please stay tuned, and we'll be watching all your games.
Salud.